Hi everybody, and welcome back to liable Zest. Welcome to your 30-minute full body Pilates workout. In this session, we are going to be focusing on improving that strength and flexibility while we get into those deep activations. But most importantly, we are going to be focusing on having fun while moving around the mat. So when you're ready, grab your mat and join me. We are going to be starting at the bottom of our mats in an all fours position. Let's take a deep inhale, exhale, lifting that chest towards the wall in front of you. Deep breath in, exhale, slowly leaning back into rest position, extending those arms towards the mat in front of you. Deep breath in, exhale, slowly coming back into all fours and opening that chest, then slowly dropping that pelvis onto the mat. Now slowly coming back all the way into rest position. We're going to do a few more like that. Deep breath in, coming into all fours. Exhale, opening that chest as you drop that tummy and then drop that pelvis onto the mat. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming back into rest position. Just allowing that body to loosen up. Get that spine nice and mobile, allowing movement into that spine. Deep breath in, exhale, coming back into rest position and slowly coming back into all fours. We're going to do a few cat cows in this position now. Deep breath in, exhale, lifting your spine up towards the sky. Now slowly coming back, dropping that spine as you arch that back to open that chest. Inhale, exhale, rounding that spine, and keep going. We're just taking this time to warm ourselves up as we prepare for our activations. Let's do two more, and last one, opening that chest, and now slowly coming back to neutral. We're going to tuck our toes in under our feet and slowly lifting up into a fury hold. So we're just hovering those knees off the floor, and we're going to hold here for a few seconds. Deep breaths, just focusing on that stability, focusing on that activation. And now slowly leaning back into those heels and dropping those knees as you lean back into rest position. Deep breath in, exhale, coming back into all fours to lift and hover those knees. Deep breaths, drawing belly to spine. Very nice. Keep working. We're inhaling and exhaling and slowly leaning back into that rest position, dropping those knees. You can keep your toes tucked in under those feet. We're going to do one more hold just to warm up and activate that core. Coming back into that all fours, lifting and hovering those knees. Deep breaths, just looking in front of you, making sure those shoulders are stable. We're inhaling and exhaling and just making sure that we keep that good activation. Now slowly lifting your hips up towards the sky as you come into downward dog, drawing your head through those arms. Deep breaths. We're going to walk those feet out, just allowing those legs to stretch out. Now pushing both heels into the ground as you draw your head through those arms. And deep breath in. Exhale, slowly rolling yourself forward into front support position, activating that tummy. We're going to hold here. Deep breath. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now leading with that pelvis, rolling back into that downward dog and coming back into that front support position as you roll vertebra by vertebra into front support. Let's keep working. We're holding again. Pretend like you're pushing yourself away from the mat keeping that core tight. Now slowly lifting yourself back up and allowing that deep stretch down the back of your legs and into those hamstrings, and slowly rolling yourself forward. This is our last one. We're going to hold in this front support position, keeping that core tight. Deep breaths and slowly coming back into that downward dog for one last time before we progress. Just walking out those legs and then slowly walking your toes towards your hands. You can bend those knees slightly. We're going to just allow ourselves to fall into this forward fold position, taking deep inhales, grabbing those opposite elbows with your hands and slowly leaning towards that left knee as you open that right side body. Slowly coming back to center and doing that same thing on the other side, leaning towards that right knee as you open that left side body. Coming back to center. We're just going to do a few more of these, just allowing that spine and that trunk to stretch out and loosen up. One more towards that left. Inhale as we come back to center. Another one towards the right. Inhale to come back to center, extending those arms. We're going to extend that back, looking out in front of you, and slowly bringing those arms up towards your side. So biceps are on the by those ears, and keeping that back extended while you maintain that hip angle. We're slowly going to point our palms towards the floor, squeezing those elbows towards each other, and then extending. We're going to do 10 of these. That's 2. Keep going. And 3. You should feel a beautiful activation into your upper back while you're getting a nice stretch into those hamstrings, as well as a beautiful activation into those scaps. Keep working and slowly extending those arms and dropping that back all the way down into that forward fold, and just allow that body to fall down as you just almost bend and extend your legs alternately. And now placing those hands back on the mat, slight bend in those knees as you walk yourself back into that front support position, slowly lowering yourself down, dropping that pelvis, and then lifting that chest up towards the sky. Keeping those knees and those thighs off the mat. I want you to take a deep inhale, and you're slowly going to open your chest to look over your right shoulder, coming back to center, and then looking over that left shoulder, coming back to center. We're going to do one more on each side, looking to the right, slowly coming back to center, then looking towards the left. Slowly dropping those knees down, leaning back into that rest position. And deep breath in, coming back into all fours. We're going to extend that right leg, extending left leg into Superman hold. Deep breath in. We're going to toe tap and lift up for 1, and we're toe tapping and dropping that hand as we lift. That's 3 and 4. Keep working. You want to feel a deep activation into those glutes. 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Keeping that arm extended. We're going to flex that right foot, stabilizing with the opposite limbs, and we're just going to pulsate for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keeping that stability. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep working. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last push. Keeping that arm extended. You're going to bend and extend that right leg, and you can see my foot as I'm extending, I'm pointing, as I'm bending, I'm flexing. You want to keep that height of that knee while you're going. Keep going. Let's go for another 3 and 2 and 1. Slowly dropping that leg down, dropping that hand, lifting yourself up into downward facing dog. Allowing this moment just to decrease that heart rate. Use this as an active recovery. Very nice. Let's slowly roll yourself forward into front support position and holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring our right knee into fury hold, then left knee, and then we're going to bring it back out. So that's the movement. We're going to do 5 on the right with the right knee following, and then 5 with the left knee following. So keep going. Okay, now we change over. Deep breath in, exhale, left knee, right knee, and that's 1 and 2. Keep going, work hard. 4. Keeping that core tight. Now coming back into that front support position and slowly leaning back into downward dog and coming back into that front support position, dropping your knees down. We're going to extend left leg and right arm now, taking a deep inhale, exhale, lower arm and leg into extension. That's 1 and 2. Making sure that you're keeping those hips nice and straight and keeping that core tight. And we've got 5 more. Keep working. You want to feel beautiful activation into that glute. And last 1, holding, keeping that arm where it is, flexing that left ankle into little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and another 10. Keep going. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping that arm where it is, bending and extending that left leg. Remember to point as you extend, flex as you bend. That's 3. Keep working. 4, 5, 6, 7, last little bit, 8 and 9 and 10. Slowly dropping those limbs down, tucking those toes in, lifting yourself up into that downward dog. Again, allowing yourself time to rest and have an active recovery. Now slowly lifting that right leg up towards the sky into 3-legged downward dog, and then tucking that knee towards left elbow, extending it back up, tucking towards right elbow and extending it back up. We're going to do that 1 more time. Left elbow, extend, right elbow, and slowly extending that leg, dropping that foot, and slowly leaning back into 3-legged downward dog. Back into front support position, lifting left leg up into 3-legged downward dog, left knee to right elbow and extend, left knee to left elbow and extend. Keep working. Remembering to inhale and exhale as you go. Last 1. Extending, dropping that leg and leaning back into downward dog. I'm going to hold here for a few more seconds, 2 more deep breaths, and exhale. Last 1 deep breath in. Now slowly walking those feet towards your hands. Again, you can bend your knees if you want to, and halfway lengthen, and slowly coming down, heel toeing your feet together and slowly bending those knees into a squat as you extend those arms up towards the sky. Keep holding here. From here, we're slowly going to bring those elbows towards each other, then extend. And that's 2. We're going to do 10 of these, trying to get as low as you can. If you do struggle, you can widen your stance a little bit. Otherwise, keep that activation in those glutes and in that core. 2 more. Squeezing those elbows, keeping that chest open, looking straight out in front of you. Now slowly extending those arms and controlling yourself down into a seated position, and slowly lifting those legs into tabletop or boat position. Holding here, we're going to lift arms overhead, back to center, opening towards the right, back to center, opening towards the left, back to center. That's the movement. You want to keep your core tight. You want to maintain that stability as you work those arms from left to right. Keeping that tummy tight, sucking in that pelvic floor. And 1 more on each side, keeping that stability. Now slowly coming back to center, hugging those knees towards that chest, keeping those elbows open, dropping those shoulders down. We're going to go into rolling like a ball. Deep breath in, pointing those toes. Exhale, roll back, coming back up into center. We're going to do 3 more of those. Deep breath in, exhale, roll, coming back to center and roll, and keep going. Let's do 2 more of these. Coming back to center, dropping right leg down, left leg down, hugging those knees to chest and looking up towards the sky. We're going to extend our arms in front of us, rolling ourselves all the way down to lie down on that mat. We're going to lift our legs into tabletop position, and we're just going to alternate bending and extending our legs just to allow more movement and flexibility into those hamstrings. Now we're going to add in a variation. So we're going to extend, lower that leg, lift it back, extend, lower left leg, lift back. Keep going. We're going to do a few more of these before we progress. So just getting used to that movement. And extend and lower. You want to feel that activation into that tummy. Make sure you're not straining that lower back. Your back is a flat back. And slowly coming back to center, interlacing our hands comfortably behind our head. Deep breath in. Exhaling, lifting head, neck and chest off the mat. And now extending to do that same thing. Extending left leg, lowering it down. Then right leg, lowering it down. Keep going, keeping those legs pointed. And extending, keeping that left leg extended and lowered. You're going to squeeze left elbow towards right knee as you lower and extend that left leg. Keep holding. You want to keep that rotation of that trunk, squeezing those opposite limbs towards each other, and slowly rotating to the other side and lifting and lowering. Keep going. Very nice. You want to feel that beautiful burn in that tummy, working hard, maintaining that stability. Last 2. Coming back to center, bringing arms into T-point and slowly dropping your legs towards the right hand side, allowing that trunk to stretch out. Coming back to center and then slowly working yourself over towards that left hand side. Slowly Coming back to center, bringing arms to sides. We're going to lift those hips up towards the sky, one vertebra at a time, keeping those shoulders on the ground as you tilt that pelvis upwards, sucking in that pubic bone. Deep breath in, exhale, slowly lowering down. We're going to do 5 of these before we progress. Deep breath in, exhale, lifting those hips up towards the sky. I want you to feel deep activation into those glutes and those hamstrings. Last one before we progress. We're going to keep our hips in the air, squeezing those glutes, bringing arms up towards the sky, lifting right leg into tabletop. We're going to toe tap as we bring arms overhead, lifting back up. That's 1. We're just going to do 6 of these on each side. That's 2 and 3. Keep working. I want you to lift through that heel. 4 and 5 and 6. Slowly extending that right leg, lowering those hips, placing your hands behind the back of your right knee, extending that left leg, lifting head, neck and chest off the ground, going into our hamstring curls. Deep breath in, exhale, pulse, pulse, and change over. That's 1. Keep working. If you do struggle with hamstring flexibility in this position, you can just bend your knees slightly. Let's do 2 more on each leg. That's 1 and 2. Now slowly bringing both legs back to center, bending those legs down, dropping them back down onto the mat, placing head, neck and chest back on the mat. Deep breath in, exhale, lifting your hips up towards the sky, squeezing those glutes, lifting left leg into tabletop, bringing arms up towards the sky. Inhale to prepare, exhale, toe tap, and that's 1 and 2. Keep working, leading through that heel. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Now lifting that left leg up towards the sky, dropping those hips, interlacing your hands behind your head, extending, lifting head, neck and chest off the floor, and slowly doing that same thing with those hamstring pulls, but you're rotating from left to right as you're working. If you struggle with this, you can just keep your arms on your legs as you move, or you can even just keep your head, neck and chest on the floor just to allow that hamstring to stretch. But if you want more of a challenge, you can lift up and rotate. Let's do 1 more. Now slowly lifting both legs up towards the sky, right leg down, left leg down, arms in a T position, head, neck and chest back on the floor, and just rocking from left to right. Coming back to center, lifting arms overhead, extending those legs. We're going to lift ourselves all the way up, rolling forward and over, reaching forward. Now coming back all the way down, lowering yourself down, extending arms overhead. We're going to do 3 more of those. Deep breath in as we bring arms to side. Exhale, lifting yourself up and extending. Keep going. Very nice work. Keep breathing as you work. Reaching forward. Last 2. And slowly leaning over, and we're just going to hold here for a few moments. Deep breaths. Now slowly rolling yourself back up into seated position, placing your ankles in line with those hips, bringing arms out in front of you. We're slowly going to take an inhale, exhale, opening that right shoulder towards the wall behind you, and then internally rotating it as you reach forward towards that outer right foot. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, coming back to T-point, and same thing on that other side. I want you to feel that stretch all the way down your leg as you work. Keep going. Rotating from the level of that waist, back to center, back to T-point, and rotate. And one more on each leg after this one. We're going to hold here for a little bit. Let's take a deep inhale and reach a little bit further as you push those knees into the ground. Last little bit, deep breath. Reach a little bit further. Coming back to center, coming back to T-point, rotating towards the other side, reaching, deep breath in, reach a little bit further, inhale, exhale a little bit further, slowly coming back to center, lifting arms up towards the sky, now slowly dropping them behind you, fingers facing your toes, taking a deep inhale, exhale, lifting those hips up towards the sky. We're just going to hold here for a few deep breaths. Allow that chest to open, keeping that core tight, activating those glutes. Deep breath in, exhale, lowering to hover, and inhale, exhale up, and lower to hover. We're going to do 3 more of these. Keep working. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Now slowly coming down and turning over onto that right hand side. We're going to place that left foot over that right foot, and I want your knees bent, ankles in line with those hips, and fingers are facing away from the body. We're going to take a deep inhale, exhale, extending our arm overhead as you lift those hips up, looking towards the top of that mat, and slowly lowering to hover, and lifting up and looking overhead and coming down to lower to hover. Try not to slump into that shoulder while you're working. And we've got 2 more of these. Lifting up and overhead, and we're just going to hold here for a few deep breaths. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming over into front support position. We're slowly going to drop ourselves all the way down, dropping that pelvis onto the mat, lifting that chest up towards the sky, then slowly lowering yourself all the way onto the mat, resting your forehead on your hands. We're going to extend both legs and bringing them to the corner of that mat, and we're lifting our knees off the mat and slowly coming to center, and then bringing them away from each other. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Keep going. You want to feel that beautiful glute activation, both on the back of your glutes and into the sides. Now slowly coming back to center. I want you to rest yourself on your elbows. You can drop those knees for a little bit. Deep breath in, exhale, lifting both legs off the mat. We're going to bend our right leg 2 kicks and then change over. So see here, if you can keep both legs off the mat. If you do struggle with this position, just make sure you can get a little towel, roll it under that pelvis just to support that back. Keep working, making sure you're not slumping into those shoulders. And 1 more on each side. And now slowly extending both legs, dropping those feet, lifting yourself all the way into rest position for a counter pose. Just allowing that body to stretch out. Very nice. We've got 1 more sequence. We're going to just go onto the other side, and then we will close off with some stretches. Slowly rolling yourself forward, and then just placing that right foot over that left leg, bending those ankles, those knees, making sure your ankles are in line with your hips. Slowly, deep breath in to prepare, and exhale, extending arm overhead, and slowly coming back and extend, slowly lowering to hover. Remember to look up and over, and coming back. Allow that side body to stretch out. And And 2 more. And last one. And we're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back, dropping that right hand on the mat, pivoting into a front support position. Deep breath in, slowly lowering yourself down and lifting yourself up, bringing that chest towards the ceiling. Now slowly bringing your chest all the way onto the mat. We're going to bend that right knee, grabbing that ankle with that right hand. And I just want you to draw your elbow in as you bring your heel towards your glute, and just allow those quads to stretch out, those hip flexors to stretch out. Now slowly want you to try and extend your toe towards the sky and just stay looking down in front of you, and you're just going to hold. Now slowly extending that arm and leg, bringing that right arm onto the mat as you extend that left leg, bending it, grabbing that left ankle with that left hand, keeping that head in neutral, just allowing that stretch into that quad. Now slowly bringing those toes up towards the sky, just changing the position of the stretch. Slowly coming back down, extending arms, bringing your hands onto the mat, tucking your toes in under your feet, coming into all fours, and now lifting your hips up towards the sky. We're going to bring that right leg next to our hands as you come into Pigeon Pose. If you do struggle with this one, you can just tuck your toes in a little bit more, lifting arms up towards the sky and slowly dropping chest all the way down onto the mat. And we're just going to hold here, embracing that stretch into those glutes. Well done. You worked really hard today. So let's enjoy this period of decreasing that heart rate and just allowing those muscles to get a well-deserved stretch. Slowly lifting those arms, lifting that chest, tucking those toes of the left foot under, and slowly lifting that right leg up into 3-legged downward dog, dropping it down, lifting left leg into 3-legged downward dog, and bringing it in line with your hands, and slowly lifting that chest up towards the sky. Now slowly walking your hands onto the mat as you drop that chest towards your shin. Deep breath. And let's hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing those hands back onto the mat, tucking your right toes under as you lift your left leg back into 3-legged downward dog, dropping it all the way down, and slowly pushing both heels into the ground for one final time in our downward dog position. Slowly dropping those knees and leaning back into rest position. Thanks for rolling around on the mat with me yet again. I'm so looking forward to seeing you in that next workout. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel and you can get access to a lot more videos just like that.